Right now, Kenya in 2017 made history as the first ever African country to overturn a presidential election through a court of law. The Supreme Court of Kenya ruled that the winner declared by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission was not validly elected and ordered a fresh election in 60 days. Kenya could still make history as the first country to overturn 2 successive presidential elections. Hearing and submissions for the petition filed by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidates, among others, is currently underway at the Supreme Court ahead of the constitutional time frame of 14 days set to lapse on Monday, September 5th, when the verdict will be delivered. Sharon Chepchumba brings us that story.
Kenya in 2017 made history as the first ever African country to overturn a presidential election through a court of law. The Supreme Court of Kenya ruled that the winner declared by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) was not validly elected and ordered a fresh election in 60 days.
The presidential election held on 8th August 2017 was not conducted in accordance with the Constitution and the applicable law, rendering the declared results invalid, null, and void.
At the moment, Kenya was only the 4th nation to nullify the results of a presidential election.
For the first time in history of African democratization, a ruling has been made by a court nullifying irregular elections of a president.
Na ya mwisho umesema hata Wakenya wakirudi kwa debe kuamua, wewe bado ukitaka utaweza kupindua tena. Mimi nimesikia maajabu jameni. Things I cannot believe I can hear in a democratic nation.
In Ukraine, the country's Supreme Court nullified the results declared by the Central Electoral Commission in 2004 general election to become the first ever to overturn a presidential outcome. The Electoral Commission had declared then Prime Minister Viktor Yanukovych the winner in the race, beating him against Viktor Yushchenko, who was the leader of the opposition. The judges found fault in the election process and subsequently ordered a runoff. Austria, another European country, and its presidential election nullified in 2016. The country's apex court ruled that the presidential runoff was marred with irregularities. In 2020, Malawi became the second country in Africa to overturn presidential election after Kenya's historical ruling in 2017. The Malawian Supreme Court nullified the results declared by the Malawi Electoral Commission, announcing Peter Mutharika as the winner.
At the end of the day, we must trust our democratic systems, and Malawi Electoral Commission will do the right thing.
The declaration was contested by then opposition leader Lazarus Chakwera, and subsequently the Constitutional Court found that the polls were marred with irregularities.
That people are ready for change. The ground is ready, and we have the figures, and we're winning the election. We are fighting corruption together. I'm not going to protect nobody, and we want everybody to know that if they do find something on her.
Notably, the opposition candidate Lazarus Chakwera won the repeat election and made history as the first opposition candidate to win a repeat election after a nullification.
Lazarus Chakwera, the candidate who has attained 58.57% of the votes, has attained the requisite majority of electorate as appearing in the second schedule and is duly elected as President of the Republic of Malawi.
Hearing and submission for the petition filed by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidates, among others, is currently underway at the Supreme Court ahead of the constitutional time frame of 14 days set to lapse on Monday, September 5, when the verdict will be delivered.
The whole day, nobody knew who the winner was. Even the commissioners didn't know the results because tallying had stopped. I refer to the affidavit of the 11th respondents. They have confirmed, even them, they were concerned. Why has the open display stopped? Why are you not announcing the results per constituency as you were doing before? That is what I'm saying. My grandmother calls Nairobi Karafu. And my niece Mimi calls Piki Piki Ponki Pakamielo Disco. Because he called both of them. He called both of them. And he was the only person who knew who the disco would land on. It could have been either of them. It could have been William Ruto, it could have been Raila Odinga. It fell on William Ruto and he says, voila, you are the president. Is that how we intend to choose our national executive? We've reduced it to Mimi's childhood game of Piki Piki Ponki Pakamielo Disco.
Council again.
Yes, my lord.
I did give you brotherly advice. Be careful. That language appears to be alien to this court.
I'll be guided, my lord. I'll be guided.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television. I'm Sharon Chipchumba.